Radio. So here we are in the Bassotto. This is a Tier 6 Italian TD. Now, I have been playing it a little bit. I don't have an awful lot of luck with it, to be honest, but I do find it is quite a good little vehicle. Now, talking about luck, our whole team, apart from me and the AT, are going up the other flank. An interesting choice, shall we say, perhaps not a very good one. Anyway, so that's why I've made myself a little sniper's nest in here, and the 88 is also defending on this flank, and the two of us basically, I guess, save our team to some extent, maybe to a very large extent, but we'll see that unfold. The first part of this game is fairly slow and boring, so I might speed it up a little bit until we get to the more interesting bits at the end. But I suppose it's worth stating that this vehicle is ideal for this sort of scenario. Here we've got some really nice camo, like some bushes to hide in, and we've got a good long view range that we can see right out to where the enemy may come round this flank, if they do come round this flank. So far, at least the game's going relatively evenly, but it sort of starts going south from here on. Now, the premium aspect of this tank, it's not a premium tank, but the best aspect of this tank is that it has amazing camo. The way I've got it set up, and yes, I am running food, I'd be running all the skills that I need on the radio operator and the commander. We would have camo skills on all of the crew, and so we end up with about 61% camo on this tank, and we still have a pretty good view range, which is almost around the maximum. I think it's just slightly shy of the maximum. You can't really see it on the mini-map. But yes, we have to wait here and be a little bit patient. I suppose the other thing to mention, though, before we speed it up a little bit, is that the gun on this tank is somewhat amazing. It's a little bit inaccurate, but if we have a look at what it can do, if we just have a look, like the standard shell ABCR, it's not a fast shell, and that is certainly one of the drawbacks. 300, oh, here we go. See, I think, I'm not sure whether we're spotting him or the other guy is spotting him, but he certainly didn't see us. And 2 shots with a bit of help from the AT, and he's dead, and here comes his buddy. The DPM is perhaps not great. Certainly the rate of fire is quite slow. Oh, he just beat me to the punch there. So the two of us draw a bit of blood there, which is good. I think he got spotted, and I think he gets shot at, because he tells me a bit later on that there is a Stug up there somewhere. Or maybe the Stug just does a few blind fires. Anyway, the game does sort of just go on very slowly for a while with a few bits of action, and then it gets a bit more exciting towards the end. But yeah, this gun, as I was trying to show you before those guys rudely interrupted by turning up. So the standard shell has 360 damage and about 175 mil pen. At tier 6, that's pretty good. Now the premium shell has 215 mil of penetration, so that's about 30 more, which is pretty good. It's a bit slow though, 711. It is a bit of a loopy shell, but even the APCR at 900 is not exactly fast, so it can be a little bit hard to hit things at long range with this. But they're the two bits that really go to make this thing fun to play. The high camo, a gun that hits really hard for a tier 6 TD. Probably the only thing that hits better is the the SU-100 with the 122mm gun. But that thing probably certainly hits about the same, slightly harder I think, but it's also a very inaccurate gun. And although the SU-100 is quite stealthy, this thing is certainly more stealthy. And in an in-gun like this, where you really need to try and stay undetected, that's really important. You can see at this stage our team is getting mopped up fairly effectively by the enemy. The 88 has anticipated that they're going to finish off our last couple of tanks on that side, and he's moved into a defensive position to aim the other way, which is really exactly what we needed him to do. Now, I guess the other thing that is worth saying, the 88 is an amazing vehicle at tier 6. Not exciting, very boring in fact to play because it's so slow, but the armour on it is just dominant at tier 6. I mean, yes, you can pen it if you know where to shoot it, but you know, it's like all things, you've got to have some luck to hit it in the soft spot on top of the roof. But anyway, he's a very good player, the 88 player. He's sort of about the equivalent of me or thereabouts. So not great players, but good, solid players. And enough that he recognises that tactically he has to point in the other direction. Now, it makes it very hard for the enemy team on this map. This is a very defensible position. I'm almost invisible, and they've got to come down this fairly open area where I can probably shoot them without being seen, and he can cover off everybody that's coming the other way because they've got to come through that gate. So it really does make it hard for them to win. Although you would have to think, when it's 7-13 and they've still got 8 tanks left, and we've only got 2, that we would struggle. But we shall see what we shall see. No, without spoiling it too much. And apologies for the length of this game. This is certainly one that goes down almost to the full 15 minutes. There we go. Now, the little Scoters have been doing a good job, but easy to take him out. Uh-oh. Now, unfortunately, he's a little bit too close now. Oh, and of course, managed not to do any damage. But he misses. And he gets one in. Keep jiggling a bit. This thing, he hit me in the track that time, no damage, and we take him out. Now I'm just going to move. I don't, just in case there's something behind him. They know there could be perhaps the heavy tank back up there. Oh, now that was a good tank to take out. As I said, the SU is a formidable vehicle. Alright, so at this stage we've both done or killed 3. I should have invited this guy to platoon with me actually, but I was probably a little bit too concentrating on the game at this stage. So we've got them back. They've only got 4 tanks left. So in that quick exchange we've taken out 4. He got 2 and I got 2. They must be starting to get a little bit worried at this point. Aha. Now here we go. A Russian heavy tank, that's what we like to see. I probably don't need heat to pen this guy. It's only a tier 5, in effect a KV-1 with a rapid fire gun or an auto reloading gun. I'm not sure that he knows where I am. He probably thinks I was where I was when I took out the Stug. But I deliberately didn't go back there. You don't want to go back to somewhere where they know you've been. They will sort of be expecting it. No, that light tank's definitely got to go. I just pulled back in there. Oh yes. Pull back in there because I didn't want to get spotted and have the heavy tank shoot me while I was looking the other way. Just want to make this count. We take him out, but we do get spotted there, interestingly, so maybe maybe there's another tank there, or maybe he just has a special skill on one of his crew members. Anyway, interesting now, 2-2. We're still down, if you believe it, on HP, but we probably have the upper hand. Although, to be fair, if that player in the Cavalier was really good, he could probably just destroy us. Like, particularly the AT's very slow. If you can track him and get behind him, he's not going to do very well. So we've both got 4 kills at this stage. Oh, and there he is. Takes me a few seconds to realise exactly where he is, but we swing around. I don't think he realises where he got spotted. Wacko, there's the 5th kill. There's only 1 left now. At this stage I was thinking he could be anywhere, but he was probably coming forward to support his buddies, which was a little bit unfortunate for him because he's right there. There we go, 6th kill. Really good comeback there, again with the help of a really good player, or a good player. Not a bad game. We'll go back to the garage and have a look at the results. So here we are back in the garage after that sort of epic little battle. The Bassotto, it's been around for a while. It's a tank that I largely ignored when it when I first went up the Italian line, because of course you want to get the tanks with the new mechanics on it. But this thing is at tier 6 if you like playing mid-lower tier games. This thing is worth a look. As we can see after that game, that was an M1, which I thought we must have come close to getting an ace in it, but with 3,207 damage and 6 kills, so we get a high caliber and a top gun. We finished top on XP, and we can see that the 2 TDs really carried the day at the end there. Yeah, that was a really enjoyable battle for a change. Not just because we won, but because I think it was so close, and we were in a position where, well, you know, we had a good chance even when we were significantly outnumbered. Must have fired a little bit of premium ammo there. I know I was swapping between the two. I think maybe I left it in premium ammo mode there a bit too long at one stage, but surprised it didn't make a little bit more money than that. But anyway, all in all, that's not a bad game. And if we just have a quick look at how I had the tank set up, and yeah, look, you know, I am using food. Tier 6, that probably is a bit, you know, over the top, but I've already got standard equipment on it. I do use the low noise exhaust. This thing is incredibly stealthy, and if we have a quick look before we finish this video at the concealment, this is probably the tank with the most concealment that I have, 61.13% and 40% on the move. Now that's better than a lot of light tanks, and so that makes this tank really good in that sort of scenario where you can just hide. Anyway, thanks again for watching.